Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. In this video I want to show you some of the props and things like that I've made to go with my Hellboy cosplay. These are certain little details that probably a lot of people won't recognise, but you might get the occasional person that comes up to you for a photograph or just something like that when it comes to a Comic-Con, and they'll go, "Hey, you've got this." Do you know what I mean? So I'll move on. I want to show you this. This is a Tooth Fairy that's seen in Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. And this is all a 3D printed cage. You can get the files for these. I think the Tooth Fairy files are on Colts 3D, and the cage is a free file that's on Thingiverse. I modified the top with another free file that was on Thingiverse. I think it was a bird cage, and I just cut it and attached it to the model of the cage, so I had a hoop and something to hang on. The thing is, with this prop, I wanted it to look like Hellboy had just taken a stroll down the troll market. So I was quite excited about this one. I did use this as a prop. I was carrying it in my Hellboy Goes for a Walk video. I was walking in the woods. So that's all there really is to that. It's 3D printed. You can see on the bottom, it's actually falling apart. Pick some of that off. Oh, I need to probably put some filler on that. The whole thing's... yeah, I'll fix that. Anyway. Another one is, if you remember in Ron Perlman's Hellboy, Ivan. Ivan's the corpse that he finds, and he's carrying it on his shoulder, gives him directions, I think. But it's been a while since I've seen that film. To find Ivan, he needs this device. And this is the Hellboy Corpse Finder. So what I'll do is, in this video, when I finish rambling, I'll show you how I made this just quickly toward the end of the video. But this is probably my favourite prop. It's just a simple little thing. It looks like a little jewellery box. It's 3D printed. And it does light up as well. And I'll show you how I made that. So that's the Hellboy Corpse Finder. And again, I'll just say, people aren't probably going to notice some of these little details. I think if you're a big fan or if you've watched the films recently, it's worth it. That one person comes up to you and goes, "Oh my God, you've got," you know, those sorts of things really do make all that effort worthwhile. So, moving on, I have Excalibur, and this isn't quite finished yet, but this is the Excalibur that he uses in the 2019 David Harbour version of Excalibur. I believe this is the sword he's supposed to use when he becomes Anung and Samrama and wants to destroy the world. But the only thing on this sword that's 3D printed is the handle, the guard and the hilt. The blade is actually taken from a toy blade. It's actually just a thick foam. It doesn't bend very much, but it has got an acrylic dowel running through it. I think the sword cost me about £10, and then I 3D printed that, and I used a 5-minute epoxy, and I've got the dowel obviously running through the handle as well, coming down the sword. So I'm quite pleased with how that came out. And it was a lot less effort. I didn't have all these sections because I had started printing the one off with the blade, and I had about 4 sections, three or 4 sections, that would have required a lot of obviously sanding and filling and that sort of thing. So there's that prop. So this one's not really a prop, but it was going to be for fire between the horns. Now, I did do fire to go between the horns, sit up here above his head, and I attached it with fishing line, and it did work. And it should sit about there, but as you can see, I didn't really like it. It takes away from how real I was trying to go with the appearance of the Hellboy. And then you just kind of had this random floating plastic fire above the head. I didn't like it. I left it there for a couple of days, just kept looking at it every time I passed through the room, and eventually I took it off. So I just wanted to show you that I did actually have this on here. If anyone asks, where's the fire? Here it is. I didn't like it. So if I show you just down here, I've got a couple of random leather bags, a rosemary beaded cross, nice wooden one, and I got these from AliExpress. Now this isn't a finished log. I was going for a belt across and a belt down the side of the leg. I have just recently picked this up that I'm toying with. This is a PU leather belt, and I got this from AliExpress as well. AliExpress is quite good for kind of random little pieces like that, like this leather alchemy bag. Lots of little, there's about 4 little glass bottles in there, and they are glass. I'm thinking of filling them with something, just a bit of different coloured washing up liquids in them, just to give a certain look. And you can see on here as well, I've got the dehorned mask, and then on his head I've obviously got the horn version as well. I like the blip. Right, that's it. That's all I've got to say now for this, just showing you some of these props. I'm going to show you now how I made the light up corpse finder, because it's my favourite of what I've got together so far. And yeah, and I am thinking about, I'm running out of time, I've only got just over a month to go. I should be able to do it, but I am thinking about adding the demon Samael's head as a prop as well, just to carry around, making it look all grim and severed with his, you know, if you've seen Hellboy, you'll know who Samael is. He's a demon that when he dies, he actually resurrects. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a Samael severed head, just something to carry around, something a bit fun, and just to have a laugh, really. Not really, but just kind of practice with some creature effects. I'll do some kind of gore on it, and you know, just see what I can do. But anyway, I'm now going to cut to making the corpse finder. If you like the video, please blast that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.